Once again, I welcome you in the another episode of Business Studies. Today, my topic is Policy of Government after 1991 towards business and industries. And we are also going to study its impact on business and industries. You're getting the point? So first topic, Policy of Government after 1991. See what happened after the independence. Government started many industries and it controlled, it monitored all those industries. Okay? But after some times, the government felt that the industry as well as the business is not grooming. Okay? But when we see in European countries, the business are grooming day by day, developing day by day. They started analyzing on it. They found that some rigidness is there in the policy. Due to that, this thing is happening. So they started reframing the policy in the year 1991 by having three platforms. What are those platforms? That is liberalization, privatization and globalization. Liberalization, privatization and globalization. Liberalization means giving freedom to the industries as well as business so that they can develop more and more. Privatization means handling the industries to the government sector, to the private sector. This process is known as privatization. And globalization means inviting foreign company to come and participate in India. And we are also moving into international platform. This is called globalization. So they concentrated on these three platforms in order to give freedom to the business world or freedom to the industrial world so that they can flourish. Okay? So liberalization done on this following grounds. The first liberalization they done on scale of business. They gave permission to the business that they can start business according to their own will and wish. They can select the scale of business according to their own will and wish. There is no restriction from the government side. They decide that what has to be started. And according to that, they can start the business. So this kind of freedom is given to the industry. Next, they removed all the restrictions on movement of goods from one area to another area, one border to another area. Previously there was so many restrictions. So they removed all those restrictions and enabled the business to move freely their goods from one into another. So such kind of freedom is given. And the next one is freedom of fixing prices. Okay? It is given right to all the business, all the industries to fix the price of the product by their own. Okay? So they can fix the price. This kind of freedom is given. Then they reduce the tax rate. Previously they have to pay more tax. Now they curtail the tax rate. They have to pay less tax. And simplifying the procedure for import and export. It simplifies the procedure of foreign business, import and export. Okay, previously it was so many procedure has to be followed in order to import and export business. Now they reduced their policies. Okay, and the last one is attract foreign investors to come and invest. They attract, the policy is designed in such a way so that the foreign investors, they attracted and they come and invest in India. They do come in India and they invest in India. Okay, so this kind of freedom is given to all the industries and business. Okay, Under what ground? Liberalization. Okay. So they make it easy for industries and business. Next is privatization, means handling business or industries to the private sector to monitor and control by their own. This is called privatization. Okay. So when it privatized, what happens? The private people, they can handle the business according to their own will and wish. They are not supposed to ask or consult the government for each and every issue. You're getting the point? Then globalization means entering into the global market. Okay, inviting other people to come and do the business in India, foreigners to come and do business in India, and we are also moving into their country in order to do the business. This is called globalization. Okay, this kind of freedom is given in this policy. You're getting the point? So after 1991, liberalization takes place, privatization started, and globalization is also started. Okay. So what are the impact on this towards business and industries that we are going to study under this topic? It increases the competition among the companies, among the business. So many people, they started opening their industries and business. So automatically competition arises. Competition is a good sign. Due to competition, everyone tries to supply good quality of goods to the society people. So this is one of the advantage. Next is more demanding customer. Now the customer are becoming more demanding. Previously what happens? We produce the goods and sells it to the customer, and there is no choice available to the customer. They can buy and consume. Now they are demanding. They demand goods according to their own wish and according to their own taste. So we have to provide goods according to their own taste. So this is the another impact after 1991. Rapidly changing technology. Soon after, what happened? As we are inviting foreign companies to come and start business in India, they also bringing new technology, and it also leads our domestic industry to follow those in technology. Okay, so upgradation of technology is also takes place after 1991 in India, and flexibility is given. Okay, whenever change required, it has to be altered. This kind of provision is given in the policy. And then need for developing human, because now what happens, more sophisticated machineries are there, techniques are there. It is not easy to handle all those machineries and techniques without any skill, without any training. So we have started to provide training to the people, training to the worker in order to develop their skill. So this happens after 1991. We feel that every worker should be properly trained according to the latest technology. Then market orientation. Previously what happens, sale orientation is there. We produce the goods and sold it to the customer. Now what happens, before producing, the work starts. We used to analyze, we have to conduct research in order to know the taste of the customer, and according to the taste, goods are produced and supplied it to the customer so that they feel satisfied. And after selling also, our job is not an end. Our job is not comes to an end. It carries forward. It continues. We establish a relationship with the customer through customer care services. This is called market orientation. So now market orientation takes place after 1991. Then loss of budgetary support to the public sector. See, previously what happens, so many companies are there, so many industries are there, so many industries are with government used to control all those things. So it increases, it is just like a financial burden for the government. Now it privatized many units to the private sector. It means they also curtail the budget. They are not supposed to give budget to them. And the private industry, they arrange their finance by their own. Okay, so these are the various impact happened to all industries and business after 1991 policy. Okay, see you next episode.